This is Tales of Terror, Episode 3, and this is the tale of the Halloween Store Horror, Part 1. And this story is about Will, a high school senior who, every year, works at the same seasonal Halloween store. It has the same owner, who he has built up a good rapport and has a great business relationship with. Except, only this year is different. A new seasonal Halloween store is in its place, along with a new owner. Off-put by this, and a bit of sadness for not being able to work with the other owner, he still pushes on and applies, as he believes a job is a job, right? He applies and gets the job, only meeting the supervisor and not the owner until his first day. Monday, after school, he goes to the store to start his first day, meeting the owner this time and being given a very specific and creepy set of rules. A man about 5'3", pale and thin, approaches Will upon entering the store, introducing himself as Mr. Downs. He goes over the rules with him, but most importantly, the 3 major ones. He says 1. Never go into the back room after 9 p.m. The door must be locked before then and kept locked until 7 a.m., no matter what you may hear inside. Number 2, there will be a hooded man in all black that will come into the store every day at exactly 8:50 p.m. You must not acknowledge even his existence, no matter what he says or does. And also, he must never be able to go into the back room. 3, the animatronics must be shut down before 12 a.m., not at 12 a.m. on the dot. If even one of these rules are broken, immediately exit the store and avoid all mirrors until 7 a.m. As long as you follow all these rules, you will do just fine. Will, with a confused and troubling look on his face, reluctantly goes along with it before being handed his uniform. He's handed out to his co-worker Faye, and then Mr. Downs leaves out for the day. Conversing with Faye, he asks about the rules and their legitimacy, but she herself doesn't have all the information regarding them. She just follows the rules without fail. Afterwards, the day goes smoothly. She locks up the back room, 8:50 hits, and right on time, the hooded man walks in. Will, being out on the floor at this time, sees everything plays out like Mr. Downs said, but still thinking it must be a prank. He doesn't acknowledge him as requested, making the man very agitated while taking items off the floor shelves, while at the same time eerily looking at Will. Will feels an overwhelming compulsion to look the hooded man in his eyes. He begins to look slowly toward the man against his gut, telling him not to, before Will can look at the guy. Faye gets his attention, stopping him. The hooded man promptly walks out. Relieved, Will thanks Faye for the distraction. The rest of the shift runs great, and a week or so goes by, as Will gets a chance to work with the other co-workers. Now, being a Friday, Will finds himself slammed with work, school, and other responsibilities. And to add on, Faye calls off having an emergency, and no one else can come in, so Will must close for the first time, and by himself nonetheless. The shift goes with no issues until he gets busy with other things. The door opens, but he doesn't see who walks in and welcomes the person. But just then, realizing what time it is, he looks up in a panic, but doesn't see anyone. But then also realizing the back room door is wide open. He quickly runs and locks it. Knowing he's messed up, he hopes nothing comes from it and continues working, not leaving the store like he was told to. A couple hours pass. Nothing happens as far as the rules go. The store hasn't been busy for the past few hours, so Will just mainly relaxes. Within the 11 o'clock hour, his exhaustion gets heavier as he awaits midnight to close down. While doing some studying, Will hears a loud bang come from the back of the store. He looks and sees that the back room door is open. He drops everything and slowly walks around the counter. He hears the banging of what sounds like a metal pipe against concrete inside the back room. He tries to see what's causing the sound, but can't see inside the blanket of darkness inside the back room. As he inches closer, his dread becomes overwhelming. The banging stops when he's 8 feet away. He stops as well, shaking a bit. He calls out, to no response. Seconds later, the back room light flickers, revealing the silhouette of the hooded man. Spooked, Will jumps as the store lights begin to flicker before going out. In the dark, Will runs to the front door. He tries to open it, but can't. He bangs on the glass and screams for help. Calmly walking footsteps echo throughout the store as he runs toward the large windows, trying to break out of them. The footsteps continue to get closer as the hooded man is nowhere to be seen, even with the outside light shining through. As he hits the window, the outside begins to get darker and the moonlight fades. As soon as complete darkness fills the entire store, the footsteps stop, and all that remains is Will's heavy, shaky, horror-filled breathing, in which he tries to muffle in fear of giving away his location. An orange light on the stage where the animatronics stand cuts on, revealing the missing animatronics. He stops breathing as he stands there, completely paralyzed with fear. Through complete darkness, Will scrambles to the front desk by touch and memory for the light on his phone, knocking over things along the way. Once there, he grabs his phone. The orange light cuts off. He then spins around with the flashlight on. No other soul is visible within the store. As his heart pounds, he hears large, heavy breathing from in back of him, from behind the counter, feeling the warm breath on the back of his neck. It stuns him with fear for the moment, but shortly after, flees deeper into the store. Once he runs down the mask aisle, he turns back, tripping over some items, banging his elbow pretty good. Some items fall off the shelves, and he turns his light to the area. Besides mask, there's nothing else until one of the devil masks starts to come out, connected impossibly to a body standing upwards of 7 feet tall, right before his eyes. The devil figure gives a loud, powerful roar, and then glares directly at Will with its glowing red eyes. Will screams as he gets himself up, running off to the right. Passing by the other aisles, he sees the animatronics rise up with red eyes as well. He continues on to the front door. Not seeing how close he was, he smacks right into it, cracking the glass, falling back, and dropping his phone. The phone's light shines up. The devil figure steps to it. Disoriented, Will gets up slowly, eyes still on the figure. He backs up to the door, reaching for the handle. He screams in terror. It laughs with a deep voice before the lights cut back on, revealing everything being back to normal. Not knowing that the glass door behind him has turned into a mirror. Hearing the cracking, Will turns slowly, being grabbed into it, screaming until he's fully inside.